Hello and happy Sunday to all, and welcome back to another episode of Unique Moments, where we take a moment to breathe, take a moment to pause, reconnecting mind, body, and spirit. And I'm in my bed today. I didn't feel like recording. I still kind of don't feel like recording, but you got to do what you got to do. And today we are exploring laughter, but not just as sound, as like medicine for the soul, and going through what really happens, when you laugh and what that does to your spirit, how that heals you. But before we get into it, the card that I pulled for the episode was the waterfall. And this is what the card says. Get it together. It says inner power, unbridled confidence, claiming your place. The waterfall is a place of power, incredible force, and activation. The previously calm, embracing waters of the running river gather momentum and then hurl themselves wholeheartedly toward their destiny. With wild abandon and great with wild abandon and great confidence, they leap into the unknown. Perhaps this explains why being near a waterfall is such an empowering experience. We feel the pounding energy of the waters deep within us. The waterfall beckons you forth toward your empowerment, to consider what you do if you truly felt empowered. It encourages you to step more fully into your confidence, to receive the pounding thunder of the falling water as your encouragement and your applause. And then there's a little question, and it says, soul inquiry. What would you do if you felt empowered and confident? And for a deeper reflection into the card, please go check out the blog, touchedbygrace.blog. She pours into that in a very beautiful way and ties it into the water wall. If you're in Texas or in Houston, I think that's what it's called, the water wall. It's a really neat thing. And then in that, just in general, waterfalls, they really are this phenomena. I don't know if you've ever seen a waterfall in real life or been up close to a waterfall. It's a really like breathtaking experience because it kind of just reminds you how amazing nature is and how something is so big, so vast, and it's kind of scary a little bit because the water's falling very, very hard and it's very harsh. It's not like the soft moving water that we usually think of when it's like a river or a stream. Like it's very forceful, it's very large, it's very big. It demands presence and it demands attention. And so I think what this card ultimately is saying, again, with the soul inquiry, what would you do if you truly felt empowered? And hopefully you do feel empowered to do whatever it is that you like, whatever it is that you wish, whatever it is that's on your heart to do. Because when you truly, I think a waterfall, when you look at it, it's just standing in its power and all of its glory. It's not asking for permission. It's not asking anybody, can I fall from this height, or is the water too harsh? Is it hurting you? No, it's just doing it in all of her glory. I feel like waterfalls would be a she. So in all of her glory, it's just doing it. What would you do if you truly felt empowered? And then to do that thing, to literally do that thing. I think I asked myself that and I journaled, and I think I'm doing a lot of the things that I would do if I truly felt empowered to do them. I think the only things that I'm not doing is not because I don't feel empowered. It's simply things like there are not enough hours in the day or like stuff like that. But I think that's a really great question to sit and think on. Are you leading in your life? Are you taking your power back? Are you doing things your way? Are you doing what you want to do and how you want to do it? And are you truly living your life in the driver's seat? I think that's the real question. Are you in the driver's seat of your life? And if you're not, how can you get there? How can you get there and what can you do? And so today we're going to be talking about laughter. But before we kind of dive into that, I want to share this clip. My friend, he sent me this reel on Instagram, and it was just so great. It made me smile. It made me laugh, of course. And I'm going to share it. And this is what the caption said. Laughter is the purest thing in this world. It doesn't ask for perfection, timing, or reason. It just flows, healing everything in its path. Laughter boosts your immune system, reduces stress, and lifts your mood instantly. It's the soul reminding the body that joy still exists even on the hardest days. The best part? Laughter is contagious in the best way. It spreads light, it bridges gaps, it connects hearts, and sometimes it says what words can't. So find a reason to laugh today, or don't. Just laugh anyway. Share it, feel it, pass it on. And that was just so great. And I think he actually sent that to me in a time where I was kind of like down or like having a low day. And it just instantly lifted my spirits and lifted my mood. And that's what laughter does. And I'm not talking about like the fake chuckles or like, you know, the polite little giggles or whatever. I'm talking about true laughter, like deep in your belly, full force, ugly laughter. Like it's just so great. And I love to laugh. I'm very silly. I'm very goofy. If I can, I laugh probably like 20 times a day at least, probably more, most definitely more. And I think it's good. It just heals you, especially like when it said, even when it like reminds you that joy exists even on your hardest days. When you're like going through something, or when you're, you know, deep working on yourself, or, you know, just trying to figure things out. Maybe you're very stressed, maybe you're very lonely, or maybe you're, you know, just you don't know what you're doing. Like it's literally like I don't know what I'm doing, or you're very just kind of like set in your ways, set in your routine. Like make time for laughter. Make time for laughter and it'll heal you. I promise. I promise. And I think it's so great because everyone has different types of humor, right? You can have like the dark humor, deadpan, dry humor, or, you know, just very silly. Like I think you can learn a lot about a person by what makes them laugh. And it's a way of connection also. And I think it just heals you. Like life can be very tough. Life can be very tough and unforgiving and very monotonous and very like just grinding it out, doing it, going to work repetitively, day by day, you know, just getting it. Literally going out and getting it, and you could forget. You can forget the beauty. You can forget how good it feels to laugh and to release. That's another thing. Laughter just feels like a release from sadness, from stagnancy, from anger even. I know there's so many times where I'll be like mid ugly cry, and then I'll either think of something or I'll see a video that makes me laugh, and it's like I'm instantly cured. And I'm not. I'm definitely not. Like we're still probably about to do some more crying, but it feels like it. It's very hard to hold two opposing emotions at the same time. So you can't be laughing and then also still feel that anger. You can't be laughing and still feel that sadness. So it's like, even if it's just for a little second, like you get a little reprieve from the heavy emotion that you were feeling, the negative emotion that you were feeling. And it just feels like everything's going to be okay. When you can laugh it out, when you can, you know, especially if it's one of those like huge, like nonstop laughters, like, you know, when you're laughing with someone, hopefully it's with someone. Sharing laughs with people is a good thing, but like you could also do it by yourself. I do it by myself all the time. And it's like you're laughing so hard to the point where it's like your laugh is making you laugh, or because it's like at a certain point, like sometimes they start off cute, they start off like, you know, this is your public laugh, this is your laugh that you put on for people because you're not going to show them your real laugh. But when you get into like when something's really really funny and you get into like your genuine authentic laugh, sometimes that is enough to just make you laugh or to make the other person laugh. So then you just get in like this laughing fit, or like cycle and you don't even know what's funny anymore. Like at a certain point you're just laughing at the laughs, and that is the joke in itself. And the whole moment is just so beautiful. It feels like a hug, like a sound hug, like a sound hug. I think we could all use a sound hug. Especially, I don't know if I believe these are dark times. I can see why people say that because of the news, because of the media, because of who's in office, because of a lot of things that's happening in the world right now. Do I know if it's the dark time, if it's the worst of times? I don't know. But I do think regardless, we could all use a laugh. We could all use a laugh, and not in the way that everything is funny and everything is a joke, because I think we all laugh about that every day. Like it's very comical. Like especially depending on your age. Like I'm a millennial, so I've seen some things. I've been around for a little bit, for a little while, and things now look very drastically different than they did when I was growing up. And some for better and some for worse. The technology is way advanced, but it's almost like growing up there was just this sense of like unspoken community. And I think as you get older, you're out of school, you're not really forced to hang out with people. And yeah, sure, you have friends and you do things with friends, and you guys go out and you spend holidays together and yada yada yada. But it still has this like overlay of life, like we're all adulting and we're all living life, and this is our solace. This is our like enjoyment, I guess. But when you were younger, it's like you didn't need a reason, you didn't need a permission, you didn't need a retreat. It wasn't like you were looking forward to hang out with your friends because life has been lifing and you just need a break and you just need a drink and you just need to go to a bar and you just need to have a good night, have a good time. That's all well and fine and it's beautiful, but I think it just feels drastically different than when we were younger. And even in college, even, it's like, yeah, we had other responsibilities and we had other things that we needed to do, but it was like community was priority, primarily because you were in such close proximity with people that if you weren't hanging out with your friends or going to parties or just active doing things, and it's like you were either a loner or focused on your studies or whatever, which is fine. But I just think it was so built in. Like community was so built in, and you just got to spend time with people and be around them and crack jokes and laugh and just have a good time. And I think now the world just looks drastically different, which I think means it's like prime time for those sort of emotions. Like if you're not laughing at least 5 times a day, dare I say, let me say 10 times a day. If you don't laugh, and I mean truly genuinely laugh, not at like a joke that someone told that wasn't funny or like a LOL, haha, in a text message, LMAO, where you don't even really laugh out loud. We're not talking about that. You need to be laughing, making sound, verbal, authentic, genuine laughter at least 10 times a day. I don't feel like that's outrageous. And I feel like that's lowballing it. Because if you're not doing that, then you're taking yourself way too seriously. You're taking life way too seriously. And not to say that life is not serious, we do need to take life seriously. We only get one, and it is very real. And there are consequences, and there are things, and things got to get done. We gotta live our lives in a very real way. But it doesn't have to be so serious. It doesn't have to be so serious to the point where you can't laugh, like you can't chuckle, you can't tell a little jokey joke. You should always be able to tell a joke. Like me and my best friend, like we laugh constantly, and I just want that for everyone because it's so pure. It's so pure. Like because you can curate a lot of things, especially as adults. We have certain lifestyles that we want to lead, and certain friendships and friend groups that we want to have, and our reputation and our appearances and our experiences and how we want to dress and how we want to be perceived. And we can curate all of these things because now we have the full frontal lobe developed, and we can make decisions, and we can see into the future, and analyze and curate and set up our life in the way that we want it to go. So I think leaving room for something so genuine as like laughter and making jokes and just having fun at the core of it, because that's really what it is having fun. It kind of like, it just invites, I feel like it invites you to play with life and for life to play with you. Like my most favorite thing is when strangers make me laugh, or like when I make strangers laugh, because it's like how genuine of a moment is it to share a laugh, something so sacred, something so deep as a laugh, something so healing as a laugh with a complete stranger. I don't know your name, you don't know my name. I don't know what you're doing after this. I don't know what you were doing before this, but we just shared a moment. We just shared a very deep, intimate moment. And that's another thing. Laughing is very intimate because it's so unique. It's so unique to every individual. No two people have the same laugh. And it can be embarrassing. You could chuckle, you could snort, you could do an ugly laugh, but it's like it's you and no one else has your laugh. And it's just like a little reminder that like, hey, like everything's going to be okay. Like everything's going to be all right. If you could laugh, even if it's to keep from crying, if you could laugh to keep from crying, you are going to be okay. You are going to be okay. And sometimes that's what you need, a hope and a prayer and a laugh. A hope and a prayer and a laugh, to know that you're not alone, to know that you're going to be okay, to know that you are not completely jaded and broken and desensitized to this cruel, sick world that we live in. No, laughter reminds you that there's still joy. There's still joy in the dark moments. There's still joy in the bleak moments, in the times of uncertainty, when you don't know what you're doing with your life, when you don't know what direction you're going in, when you don't know what you're going to eat, when you don't know where you're going to work or what you're going to do for the rest of your life, when you don't know your career path. You can still laugh about it. You can still laugh about it, and that's very beautiful. And I believe that's all I have to say today. So until next time.